Well, with that, our first item on our agenda is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a means of expediting routine matters which come before the commission for approval. The consent portion of the agenda is approved by one non-debatable motion. Any commissioner wishes to remove an item from the consent portion of the agenda, that item becomes the first order of business in the regular agenda. So,
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion to approve today's consent agenda consisting of item A, consideration of auditor-approved claims for payment for June 21st, 2017 through July 18th, 2017, consideration of regular commission meeting minutes of June 20th, 2017, and special commission meeting minutes of June 22nd, 2017, and that was item B. Item C, consideration of administrative adjustments for real property, consideration of administrative adjustments for personal property, and item E, consideration of applications for property tax abatement, of which there are 5, and F, consideration of applications for settlement or deferral of property taxes, 2 items. Item G, consideration of Council on Aging Social Services Block Grant, contract number SSBG-FY18 in the amount of $6,200 for the period of July 1, 2017 through June 30th, 2018. Item H, consideration of FY2018 5-County Association of Governments contract amendment with Washington County Council on Aging for Aging and Nutrition Services. Item I, consideration of ratification of Utah Department of Public Safety Division of Emergency Management Performance Grant. Item J, ratification of beer tax funds and state fiscal year 2018, reporting period July 1, 2017 through June 30th of 2018. And finally, item K, acknowledgement of publishing notice of adoption of ordinance number 2017-1092-0 and ordinance number 2017-1093-0, ordinance number 2017-1094-0, and ordinance number 2017-1095-0 on Saturday, June 24th, 2017, and that is my motion.
I'll second the motion.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Our first item on our regular agenda is consideration of purchase requests and ratifications of purchase requests from Mark Blanche.
Okay, Commissioners, first one I have on here today is for the fair. It is for sound equipment and technicians for out at the fair, and it's for the indoor stage, outdoor stage, the derby and outdoor movie, and the midget wrestling. That for the sound equipment and technicians is $11,000, and that is a budgeted item for them. Next one I have is for the road department for the diesel fuel that they use out there. They have a large tank they put this in, and it's for $15,666.68. Also a budgeted item for them. Next we have is for the sheriff's office. It is for the professional service out at the Workman's Housing Building, and this one is for $34,847.89. And then for Tuacahn Center of Arts for the tourism office, we have the sponsorship for Tuacahn for 2017 season, and that's for $50,000, and that is a budgeted item for them. Also, we're ratifying, since we hadn't met for almost a month, we wanted to get those paid for the construction out at the housing, Workman's Housing out at the sheriff's office. So we paid that, and that was for $32,006.25. That's all the ones for today.
Very good. Is there any comments or questions on that?
Seeing no comments, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the purchase request as outlined by the clerk auditor's office.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second on a purchase request. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. Item 2, ratification of Watts Construction change order for the fairground building, including landscaping. And I believe Nicole is
So
going to speak to that.
Commissioners, when we started the construction and contracted with Watts to do the construction of the new fairgrounds building, the new exhibit hall, it came to our attention very quickly that we upheavaled a lot of dirt, not only in the new construction area, but also by the old exhibit hall. So because our contract allowed for a change order for landscaping, we determined that it was in the best interest of our citizens for the health and safety with the fair coming up, among other events that will be shortly following, for us to look towards doing a change order with Watts so that they could take over the landscaping, which saved us quite a bit of money because they were already stationed there working. So as the figures started coming down, I just wanted to let the commissioners know that in order for the landscaping to fit within our budget, we actually Watts Construction, Hanson Landscaping, Randy Fry, Barco, that did excavating, and Snow Electric all came down a little bit on their price to actually meet the county's needs. So I just wanted to thank all of them, along with Watts personally, for working so hard for the county to make sure that we could not only meet the needs of the county, but also the needs of the citizens and the fair moving forward. So we're on target. It's August 4th. The landscaping and the construction should be done, and this is coming before you today to be ratified.
Very good. I want to thank Nicole. We gave her a target number, and I think it was a pretty ambitious target. And she made sure that we came in right to the penny. So thank you so much.
I think she did a little arm wrestling to get it.
I think she did. That was spectacular.
Mr. Chairman, I would again compliment Nicole and make a motion to ratify the change order for Watts Construction to include landscaping, and that's actually some earthwork and stuff too that would be attendant to that.
Very good.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Our third item is emergency service report from our undersheriff. No. Hey, Daryl. Sergeant Daryl. I know the sheriff is in other parts.
Yes.
Yes, and apparently things roll all the way down to me.
Daryl, you do a good job.
The report I have is from June 21st through today. The total of new calls that we had in the last month were 7, but that does not include 3 that we were mobilized on or en route to and then canceled. Total calls for this year makes 57. Been a little bit busy this year, and man hours on this report is 247. On the 24th of June, we had an injured motorcyclist up on Tokerville Twist Trail, if you know where that is. Apparently, he wrecked, had some injuries to his chest. Search and rescue went out, life flight went. Life flight actually landed with the patient, picked him up, and brought him back to SR9, where search and rescue deputies set up an LZ. They landed him there, gave him to the ambulance, then he refused transport and went by private vehicle. So, on the 2nd, had some lost hikers, 2 lost hikers near Anna's View, which is up just past Yankee Doodle Canyon, up in that area. Said they were almost out of water, couldn't find their way back, so they did the right thing. They called 911, we got a GPS, and they sat under a tree and waited for search and rescue to show up. So my guys went and found them, brought them back out. There were no medical problems with them. On the 4th, we had a request from Mojave County Sheriff's Office for a search and rescue to come out and help them with a lost motorist. The vehicle was found out on Mojave County Road 103 at mile marker 34. I don't know if you know where that is on the strip. I thought it was about 34 miles south. It's about 75 miles south of the border. It's a long ways out. They searched the day before, they ran out of personnel, we searched the second day, then they asked for a canine on the third, which I sent out to them. Unfortunately, that man has not been found. He's been missing for about 3 weeks now. So I assume he's out there somewhere, we just don't know where.
But he was reported missing, it wasn't just
His vehicle was found there by a National Park ranger a week before with a flat tire. A week later, the truck's still there, so the ranger starts doing more investigation, gets hold of his father, finds out the man's been missing.
okay.
So that's how it kind of came around and why he was missing for so long before Mojave County ORS got involved. On the 6th, search and rescue responded to assist the Washington County deputies on an accident of a vehicle went off Pull-Up Road. We went out, I actually took a razor, our medical razor, and the fire chief, Perkin, and medical examiner, and drove up that wash. Recovered her and brought her back out. On the 9th, we had a fall just above the Washington County Regional Shooting Park, up on the cliffs up there on the west side. 19-year-old kid, somehow fell 20, 25 feet off that cliff. So search and rescue was dispatched to that. They hiked up there with Hurricane Medical. They put him in a Stokes basket, hooked up ropes, and lowered him down off the hill to awaiting rescuers down below, and they transported him out to an ambulance. On the 11th, we had a boating incident in Sand Hollow. Apparently a very large boat, well, not very, but 21, 22 foot. Expensive boat, went down with 14 people on it. 12 of them were, I guess, younger girls. It was during a windstorm, rolled the boat over, capsized it. So the dive team went out. By the time they got there, all 14 subjects that were on the boat had been accounted for, which was good. They waited for the wind and stuff to come down, and then they went in and recovered the boat. That particular boat dumped a lot of gas and oil into the lake, and my guys had some issues with that, but we're working through this to resolve them, some different procedures. So. And then on the 13th, we had a mountain biker that was ill up on China Wash. 2 juveniles, 16, 17, went out biking, ran out of water, became dizzy, nauseated. So they finally called their parents for help. The parents called us. We went up and located them, brought them out to an ambulance, had them checked, and then they were released to their parents. That was it for the last month.
You make it sound no big deal, but it's a pretty big deal,
It's
all of that.
just getting regular. It's just
Yeah.
the way it is. So, any questions on anything?
No, just our appreciation for all you do, keeping everybody motivated and working with these volunteers. You do a great job, so
I appreciate it.
thank you.
Thanks.
And I apologize for not recognizing you. You're right behind Teresa, and I just didn't, I think you had your head down or something. So, very good. Item 4, consideration of update of the Washington County Employment Policy and Procedures Manual regarding county vehicle policy. And I believe that Jonathan's going to speak to that.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. We're asking that you consider a change in the policy manual to address associated organizations that from time to time may be operating our vehicles. This will address those entities and give some structure to when and how they operate our vehicles. It's fairly simple verbiage that we're adding. I believe that you have a copy of the proposed change. This is specifically to address at this time the extension program.
Yes, extension, they're primarily what this would apply for.
Yes, but this does allow us in the future, if we have another situation, to also roll them in under it.
Jonathan, I have a question. This is in red as I look at it, and I assume maybe that's a change, but it says, in order to be allowed to operate a county vehicle, a person must be an employee of the county. Does that mean elected officials cannot drive? And we've also had policy in the past that if, for example, my wife took the defensive driving course and I was on a trip to Salt Lake and we were driving back, are there carve-outs in that policy? Because this seems to be very, very specific.
That is still covered lower down in the policy. Eric and I, our our attorney's office did go through that and address any of those concerns, and Eric was good with how that language.
Are you comfortable with that, Commissioner? That seems to me like, it's saying two different things.
Yeah.
So, in looking at it, what I was gonna ask to be taken out is in the second sentence where it says, well, it kind of ends, it starts with county, comma, or, and just strike an employee of an associated entity, and instead just say, comma, or approved in writing by the commission. So that gives us a little bit more flexibility. It says, if we have a situation that they can come to us and we just approve it in writing and it's good.
The spouse is specifically addressed lower down in.
Right. But I was thinking even there's times, sometimes, that we'll go up to meetings with like St. George City's staff and we're carpool. And let's say the county employee gets sick. Hey, can this, St. George City but it still gives us that flexibility that they can come to us, tell us the circumstances behind it, and then one of us would be allowed to make that circumstance. And it would be pretty limited.
It would be, we can hash that out a little bit more with the attorney's office and see what the correct fix is.
Well, and I would just say, let's just go ahead and prove it with that change.
Yeah, I could see, so even when we start talking about extension, a lot of times we're talking about maybe 4-H individuals.
University of Utah employees.
And at
Utah
times,
State.
they're looking around for, volunteers, maybe it's some of their leadership, maybe it's, anyway, there could be circumstances when, we might need to approve them, so.
So, am I understanding that you want to approve it with striking out?
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and make a motion. So I'll make a motion that we approve the changes in the Employment Policy and Procedures Manual regarding county employees, specifically in the red as in our pocket. However, I would strike, in the second sentence, I'd strike an employee of an associated entity, and therefore it would be, or approved in writing by the commission.
Commissioner, that might necessitate changing the next sentence as well, where it says,
Oh.
for employees of an approved associated, for
Oh.
employees of approved associated entities, it would have to just say, for approved,
Employees or those approved by the commission.
yeah.
I'll be okay. Yeah, that's a good
Or it
catch.
should just start with authorized operators. That
Yeah,
whole
let's just
clause
do
could
that.
be stricken.
So I'll amend mine to include striking for employments of an associated entities, and so therefore authorized would be the first word of that sentence, and I think that would clear it up, right?
Yeah.
You got all that, Cheyenne?
I got it.
So you're striking for employees of approved associated entities, beginning the next sentence with authorized operators.
And I think that would give the commission a little bit more authority to make those rare exceptions in case something comes up.
I'll second that as amended.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes as amended. Item number 5, consideration of ordinance 2017-1076-0, an ordinance rezoning a certain portion of Washington County near Leeds from A20 agriculture 20-acre minimum lot size zone to RA1 residential agriculture 1-acre minimal lot size zone hereafter fully described in the ordinance. Scott, hey, it's good to see you got a tie since the last time I saw you.
But the top button's still not done.
Ate too much while we were out again. Can't do the button. The property owner, David McKnight, owns some property located on Silver Valley Road near Leeds. And there was some subdivision of the property around, which included his piece back in the 90s. But going back through all the records, we cannot find any verification that his property was ever rezoned. And so his property is currently zoned A20, but he's only a 3.3 acre parcel. And he's wanting to construct a home on the property. And so he submitted an application for a zone change to rezone the property from A20 to RA1, which is residential agricultural 1-acre minimum lot size. The zone change was properly noticed. A public hearing was held in Planning Commission. in the July meeting, and the planning commission unanimously recommended approval of the zone change. There was a public hearing held, and no one spoke in favor or against the zone change in that meeting. And so I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
This seems fairly straightforward to me. I'd like to make a motion to approve consideration of ordinance number 2017-1096-0, an ordinance rezoning a certain portion of Washington County near Leeds from A20, that's agricultural 20-acre minimum acre lot size zone, to RA1, residential agricultural 1 acre minimum lot size zone, hereinafter fully described in this ordinance.
Second it?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Item 6, consideration of ordinance 2017-1097-0, an ordinance rezoning a certain portion of Washington County near Leeds from 20-acre agriculture 20-acre minimum lot size to zone C3 general commercial zone, hereafter fully described in the ordinance. Scott.
Okay, so on the kind of the southeast side of I-15 and also on the southeast side of Old Highway 91 near Leeds, there's some property. Driving by right now, you may see the properties being cleared. They've been doing some work on the property. It's 7 acres. It's currently zoned A20. The owners of the property would like to rezone the property to be able to put in storage units on the property. Right now, the way our ordinance is written, our commercial, we have 3 different commercial zones. We have neighborhood commercial, highway commercial, and general commercial. General commercial is C3, and general commercial is the only zone that allows for the storage units to be constructed. And so the request was to rezone the property to C3. So,
Mr. Chairman, as I've expressed before in prior city council, county commission meetings, I kind of have heartburn with the C3 zoning because it's kind of the zoning that is kind of extremely open-ended, allows them to do almost anything. So by giving a C3 zoning to these individuals, they don't have to just put storage sheds here. They could put almost anything here. So when I first saw this come up planning commission, I went and talked to Scott and he sat through and we looked at it. And so one of the things that I've asked him to do is to look at our commercial zoning, what is approved and what's not approved, because I think storage sheds or maybe some other items could easily fit in the C2 with no problem. And the planning commission has also said that they wanted to look at that too. But in regards to this one, I don't want to hold them up. I think they have a plan. I think storage sheds would be appropriate use here. And unfortunately, because our ordinances aren't probably where they should be, I don't think we should hold this person up, even though in the past I voted against C3. But this is the only opportunity that they have to do that. But we have to understand that we're opening up Pandora's box here. They could do almost anything once they get the zoning.
So would a C2 or some other commercial zoning status still allow them to do this, or
No.
it has to be C3?
it has to be C3. It's not permitted in any other zoning. Currently, right now, and the way our ordinance is written is it's either not permitted or permitted. There's no conditional uses in, as far as different types of uses in the commercial zone. So that is also something we'll be looking at. One of the things that I thought about that might be appropriate for something like this is maybe we create a commercial zone that's like a warehouse commercial, but we also have a manufacturing zone, so I don't want to be duplicating something if we have a similar zone. But I'm working on coming up with some solutions, and we'll be taking them to the planning commission, try to get input and see if we can make our commercial zones work better for what the needs of the community are.
So yeah, I mean, they could put manufacturing, they could do a lot with the C3 zoning, but I don't want to hold somebody up because.
Well, I don't see that we have any choice.
Exactly.
It's if the only way that he can build these things is to go for the only available option that we allow in our code.
Exactly.
I think we've painted ourselves into a corner on it. I'd hate to hold him up too.
So, but I have asked Scott to look into that because maybe we can, because even there's a lot of C2 and C1 zonings out there, and if we could open those up a little bit more too, like why not remove that burden from those landholders? And I'll let the planning commission and Scott come up with recommendations on that. So I just want to
Okay.
let you guys know where I'm at.
No, I think that's legitimate, so.
So if you guys don't have any objections or any more comments, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2017-1097-0, an ordinance rezoning a certain portion of Washington County near Leeds from A2 agricultural 20 acre minimum lot size zone to C3 general commercial zone herein fully described in this ordinance.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Item 7, consideration of proclamation number 2017-5, a proclamation declaring upcoming school year an alcohol-free school year for youth. And Dean and
I'd be
Teresa.
happy to speak to this, and actually, I'd like to, it's not a very long resolution, I'd read it, that will explain what it is that we're voting on this afternoon. But this is a proclamation declaring the upcoming school year an alcohol-free school year for youth. Whereas the Washington County Prevention Coalition and the Washington County Youth Coalition have designated the upcoming school year as an alcohol-free year for youth sponsored by Parents Empowered, a school year to set clear rules and expectations about no underage drinking. Whereas alcohol used by those under the age of 21 negatively affects their health and safety, and thus the safety and well-being of all those living and working in the communities of Washington County. And whereas the underage drinking is a major public health problem that negatively impacts the brain development of our young people, causing a higher probability of early alcohol addiction, alcohol-related traffic accidents, and brain impairment. And whereas under the law, it is illegal for a minor to purchase, possess, or consume any alcoholic beverage, and it is illegal and punishable for anyone to sell, offer to sell, or to furnish alcohol to a minor. And whereas the mayors of St. George City, Washington City, Hurricane City, Ivan City, and Santa Clara City, in addition to the commissioners of Washington County and the state of Utah, are committed to the development of a major statewide public information campaign with the overall objectives of changing social norms regarding underage drinking. And whereas we commend the overwhelming majority of our young people who are drug and alcohol free, and we desire all of our youth to be drug and alcohol free so as to develop in a healthy society. And now therefore we as mayors and commissioners hereby proclaim our support and offer an invitation to the entire community to help reduce underage drinking in order to improve the health and safety of all youth and adults in Washington County. We invite all members of our community, including individuals, families, governments, schools, religious and civic organizations to participate in and sponsor activities that will heighten awareness regarding the dangers of underage drinking to young people's health and safety, and will strengthen their ability and desire to refuse to drink alcohol. Whereas we declare the 2017-2018 school year to be an alcohol-free school year for youth, to bring awareness to underage drinking and promote the bringing of families together. Mr. Chairman, it's with my full support that I make a motion that we pass this proclamation as read.
Very good. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, the proclamation passes. Teresa, did you have anything you wanted to add to that, or?
Just thank you so much. We'll have a big statewide press release August 17th at noon at the River Road Intermountain Healthcare Clinic, and we'll have all of the community partners coming together to celebrate that. So we're excited, and thank you so much for your
You bet.
Addiction has a lot of different forms, and unfortunately, it's affects a lot of families. And if youth can just stay away from it, their life will be a lot better.
I just wonder what the impact on the county would be if somehow we could wave a wand and make all of the addiction-related issues disappear. The impact on our sheriff's office, law enforcement, jails, mental health facilities, I mean, I think it's almost incomprehensible, the magnitude and the impact that it has on us and can have on these young people as they journey through life.
But then what would the sheriff's office do?
No kidding. Stanley would be out there giving out lollipops all day and just making people happy.
just saying that. If that was the case, we'd be on the job. And that'd be okay.
Well, there'd still be other things to do.
We'd still have search and rescue.
We'd still have search and
Rescue, they have a lot of job security.
In fact, it'd probably go up farther, you know, but anyway, point well taken. Thank you, Commissioner Cox, for bringing that forward to us. Item 8, consideration of resolution R-2017-2216, a resolution adopting the Washington County Resource Management Plan. And Celeste, I know that we still have Eric's name right there, but.
We know who's in charge
Yeah,
of
we
the
know who's
resource
gonna speak
management
to
plan.
this.
Well, on this particular one, I think I am in charge. The state legislature in 2005 asked the counties to write resource management plans that will help guide county decision-making, particularly when it comes to natural resources. It's an effort we've been actively engaged in for 2 years, and according to state statute, we have to have it adopted by August 1st. So the way I understand it, we'll adopt it, you will adopt it tonight, but it's a ongoing effort to keep planning and updating as conditions change, and we will have a county resource management plan into the future that we constantly update.
So you envision this as being a dynamic living plan that will change and evolve to reflect the circumstances in Washington County moving into the future.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
I think
Commissioner.
she's looking for job security.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, I think we were talking about this, and one of the things that I think, I can't remember, Commissioner Cox or somebody brought up is that if we took every so many months, every other month, we'll take one portion of this and just review it and make sure that it's up to date. And because there's so many times that government entities in the county go through a very good and robust planning process only to put it on the shelf and just see it exist. And it's so important that this document be kept up to date, that it reflect the important values of the county. And so I agree with you, both of you. So.
Did you make your own motion there?
No, I was just making a statement of support.
No,
Hopefully somebody else will make the motion.
No, I think I'll make the motion because I think it's a great thing, and I'm glad we're working on this. And I agree, we have to keep constantly updating it. So I will make a motion that we approve resolution number R-2017-2216, resolution adopting the Washington County Resource Management Plan.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now, I will say this. So when the state first told us that we needed a resource management plan, we first thought of Scott. And so we pulled Scott aside and told him that he was going to write the plan. And if you remember how scared Scott looked when we told him.
It's my second favorite hire for this.
Exactly. And then Celeste had just finished an interview. And they said, and so we brought Celeste on to help us with the plan. But unfortunately, we got sidetracked with so many other things. It took her a lot of work. She's done a lot of good work for the county in addition to this. But anyway, congratulations to both of you for getting it done.
We survived.
You survived, exactly. Very good. We're on to item 9, consideration of resolution R-2017-2217, a resolution approving amendments to the architectural service agreement between Naylor Wentworth Lund Architects, PC, and Washington County regarding Purgatory Correctional Facility worker housing bid. And Stanley, I should say, Under Sheriff James Stanley.
Correct. So I'll say what I think I know about this. Initially, when we had the plans, had Terrence
designed the plans for the new work release building, we had intended to do quite a bit of the construction ourselves. And since we knew what we wanted, a lot of those things were not included in the plan. For example, where a security door goes, the strike, left, right, those kind of things weren't included in the plans because we assumed that we were going to be building them. Since then, we've kind of come to the decision that it might be wiser to put this out for an RFP and have another company come in and bid that out. So to include a lot of those things in the plan that weren't there is where I think this number is coming from. Zach, if you have
No, you're
information,
exactly
please.
right.
Okay.
And unfortunately, because of certain things going on, we have a great need for this,
Absolutely.
so.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, as the case may be, we have probably the strongest work release facility in the state based on our whole year of weather we can work in. So this really is our bread and butter as far as contract inmates are concerned. So it's something that I don't think we should shy away from. We have a good piece of the market, probably would be smart to keep it.
Well, and for clarification, somebody's got a mic whistling. When our prisoners who are incarcerated at purgatory are become eligible for work release, and I think that's in probably the last 6 months of their incarceration generally.
It has to be less than a year.
Less than a year. And they go out and they work. It enhances jail security when we can house them in some place different than the regular purgatory facility. Contraband or whatever else might be smuggled in. And so we've used modulars that are a lot like the school district uses when the school classrooms aren't big enough. And how long have we been in those modulars, and were they new when we got them?
Well, I've been working for the county for 20 years, and they came over with me on the Mayflower, so they're done.
So that is the reason that we feel a driving need to upgrade the housing for these prisoners. Literally, the floors have worn so thin in places that it's in danger of falling through. I walk in them, and you can feel them flex, and I'm not that heavy. But I think this is a very good move for us, and to have an architect and be involved so that we put this out for bid, I think will serve the taxpayers of the county very well. So I make a motion in support of Resolution R-2017-2217, a resolution approving an amendment to an architectural services agreement between Naylor Wentworth Lund Architects PC and Washington County regarding the Purgatory Correctional Facility Workers Housing Building.
Second it?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
When is that gonna go out for bid?
Well, they've actually agreed to help us kind of approach some companies, so very shortly, I imagine we're talking in the next month, between now and August.
Thank you.
Good. It will be good to get that built out there. Our next item is consideration of Resolution R-2017-2218, a resolution approving an agreement with the state of Utah regarding federal grant funds for 2 buses and 1 van to be used for the Senior Citizen Transportation Center, or the Senior Citizens or Council of Aging. And do you want to speak to it, or?
Yeah.
Very good.
I'll speak to this. So this is a grant that our senior citizen centers have been working on for a long time with the Utah Department of Transportation. It's, the county's contribution is less than $40,000. And with that, we're getting 2 buses and a van that are wheelchair accessible. And they use those to help the senior citizens get to their meals and doctor's appointments, shopping, things that allow them to be able to live independently and have their dignity. So,
I don't know if this agreement addresses it, but I do believe in talking to Chris that these buses will not require a CDL driver's license, which will help.
I believe you're right.
I think you're right,
I
too.
can't speak
9
to that,
passengers or less.
but anyway, it is a good thing, and I think
Well, it's a great benefit for our residents. I'm always amazed by the demographics of Washington County. We have approximately twice the standard median age number of people over age 65 in Washington County as compared with other areas in the country. And so people love to come to Washington County, I think, for its mild winters, and they age gracefully here. This will be something that will help assure that they can get to the doctor in the places that they need to go when they don't have any other means to do so.
Yep.
So I will say this grant comes with certain conditions.
Yeah.
And I thought the funniest condition that we have to follow is that we have to agree not to participate in the trafficking in persons. So we can't get into this, to certain activities like that.
I read as well that we can't put any lead-based paint on
We
the
can't put lead paint,
vehicles,
so we can't go out there with a paintbrush but I think we can live with the conditions that were outlined pretty easily.
Well, yeah, we need to make a clarification that these will not be used in the commission of crimes.
Yeah, that was another requirement. So, yeah.
So, very good.
So, I think it's my turn, so I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve resolution number R-2017-2218, a resolution approving an agreement with the state of Utah regarding federal grant funds for 2 buses and 1 van to be used for the Senior Citizens Center transportation.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Commissioners report.
I'm just excited to report for anyone who has enjoyed this meeting and wants to travel north to Diamond Valley.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to have another hearing this evening from 7 until 8 o'clock. And the purpose of that will be to explore and hear from the citizens regarding an expansion of what their special service district can do, which is basically a fire special service district that will also allow that special service district to operate and equip a small park that is adjacent to the fire station. And so if anybody has any strong feelings on that and wants to come on up to Diamond Valley, we will welcome your input.
Of course, it is at 7 o'clock.
So my only thing is, I want to know what happened to the other 9 items on our agenda.
Yeah, I was thinking that we go from 10 to 20, but
Figured that was just a little typo.
so did anybody? Ron, do you have anything to report as far as Public Works? You're good?
Is there something specific you want to hear about?
Okay. Well, with that, I hate to cut a meeting so short, especially Maury. Congratulations on being here from the St. George News. And hopefully you've gone to the St. George City meetings, and so you can appreciate how efficient the county commission is on conducting our business. So with that, I guess we'll stand adjourned.
Thank you.